All right, let's keep the sports theme going. Lee Hacksaw Hamilton joins us with our weekend sports update. Hey, Lee.
Good morning. I wish I had good news about the San Diego Padres, but we don't have good news about the San Diego Padres, at least to start the season. The Padres started the campaign against the Detroit Tigers, and the air came out of the balloon on opening night, and then it did again last night. Padres wind up losing to the Detroit Tigers again last night, 8-2 on opening night, 5-2 last night. Michael King was really gritty. What a catch by Jackson Merrill. Bang, what a way to start the game. But it was downhill after that. But Michael King stayed out on that mound. He gave them 5 strong innings, 6 strikeouts, but he did walk the house. This came a night after Nick Pivetta really struggled badly. Meanwhile, Jeremiah Estrada came out of the bullpen, walked 3 in a row. Wandy Peralta came out of the bullpen, gave up 2 more base hits. And this hot rookie, Kevin McGonigal, the first-round draft pick of the Tigers, who had 4 hits opening night, hit a 2-run single last night to rally Detroit back. So at the end of the day, the Padres are 0-2. Here's the shocker. As we wake up for our first cup of coffee this morning, the Dodgers are in first place at 2-0. Everybody else in the National League West is 0-7. That's a storyline. So that's where we are. Padres lose to Detroit. They'll see if they can capture 1 game when they come back and play this Saturday evening affair. Meanwhile, off the field, we now have decisions on Darvish. We have decisions on Joe Musgrove. Darvish is going to leave San Diego and go back and rehab from the elbow surgery in Japan, wants to be close to his own family, wants to continue to rehab at his own pace. He won't really be interactive with the Padres pitchers this season. He's on the restricted list, which means he can't be there in the clubhouse and actively involved. He's giving up $14 million of his salary. I would have thought that money would have been able to use to go get another pitcher, but AJ Preller's kind of dropped the hint. We've already spent that money. Meanwhile, on the Joe Musgrove situation, it is a setback. He is now going back to absolute square one because of the flare-up in the elbow a year after the elbow surgery. He said he never felt right while he was trying to ramp up. He says he's just not been able to give max effort. And he said the MRI he took last week came back clean, but there's no time frame as to when he's going to be able to start. We could be looking at June 1st with Joe Musgrove, and at this point, we don't know if he'll have any more setbacks along the way. The one positive to this, he's got a guy next to him in that clubhouse that he can talk to about what he's feeling, because Walker Buehler's done it twice coming back from elbow surgery. So we've got now definition about Darvish and Joe Musgrove.
Okay, from the diamond to the hoops, March Madness.
Oh, my goodness. Fireworks, blowouts. Can you believe the upsets? Let's talk about March Madness. What happened Thursday? What happened last night? Duke, that was the game of the week against St. John's, 80-75. It was a war. You never wanted it to end. It was a shame somebody had to lose. Cam Boozer, 22 points, 10 rebounds for the Blue Devils. St. John's lost despite hitting 13 threes in the game. Duke moves on. Rick Pitino's St. John's team goes home. Then there was UConn. 67-63 Michigan State, and this was weird because the Huskies roared out of the gate, had an 18-6 lead. Michigan State was 2 of 13 shooting to start the game, and they clawed their way back into it. But the great veteran forward, Alex Karaban, he had a 3-point shot, back-to-back free throws in the final minute. They wound up winning. UConn survives Michigan State. Arizona makes a statement. They stomped Arkansas 109-88. Big games by Braden Berries and Koa Pete combined for 44. Arkansas, which lived off the 3, died by the 3. They were 5 for 23 on 3-point shots. John Calipari's team is gone, and Arizona sure looks big and awesome. There were a couple of other upsets on Thursday, Friday. Iowa State sent home by Tennessee. The Vols scored 42 in the second half. And Houston, which has had a really good season, they lose to Illinois. Cougars had just 34 points. So we march on now to the Elite 8. Games today, games tomorrow. Arizona, Purdue, Iowa versus Illinois. Sunday, don't miss it, UConn, Duke, Michigan versus Tennessee.
Okay, coaching moves.
A lot of things around the college basketball to talk about very briefly. There is such bitterness in North Carolina over the firing of Hubie Davis. Despite a record of 125-54, it has split the alumni. $5 million buyout. It's split all the legendary Tar Heel players are really upset about that. North Carolina State, this is a shocker. They hired Will Wade, the ex-LSU coach, 12 months ago today. He just quit after 1 year. He's going back to LSU, where he was fired for NCAA violations. Great hire. University of Cincinnati, and they raid the Mountain West Conference. They get Jared Calhoun. He comes from Utah State. He's going to start taking USU players with him to Cincinnati. Really interesting hire at Syracuse. Legendary Jim Boeheim said, hire my former guard, my former assistant coach, Jerry McNamara. He's a really good guy, did a great job at Siena this past season. He's taken over the Orange. And Oregon State, as the Aztecs move to the Pac-12, they're upside down. They got chaos everywhere. They fired their football coach. This week, they forced out their athletic director. They've just hired a new basketball coach. This guy's good. University of Michigan, Justin Joyner, so keep an eye on that. And closer to home, congratulations to USD, congratulations to this guy. This guy's a really good coach, J.R. Blount. He was an assistant at Iowa State, at Colorado State before that. He got rave reviews from T.J. Otzenberger and Nico Medved, the last two coaches he's worked for. He said all the right things. We're going to play defense. We're going to run with the basketball. But you know what? I've heard this from every USD coach going back to Bill Greer through Steve Lavin. Over the last 7 years, USD is 73 and 144. So the burning question, can he recruit to the West Coast Conference, which is no longer an elite conference with Gonzaga leaving and St. Mary's coach stepping away? Can he recruit players to come to a different mid-major conference? End of the day, though, great track record. Can he recruit bounce backs, which I think he's going to have to? Can he hold his kids? And will USD really be able to stay competitive by giving him the resources? But he's got a great track record. So we say congratulations. We'll see if he can flip this thing at the University of San Diego.
Got a minute left. NFL or Tiger Woods?
Let's just do real quickly. Let's talk about NFL. Names in the news. He will be on your TV next season. Mike Tomlin has just hired Sandy Montag, media agent, to get him a network TV job. Denver spending all their cap space to get Jalen Waddle, 14 yards per catch from Miami. Heck of an acquisition. By now, I would have thought Kirk Cousins, the legendary NFL quarterback, would have been with the Raiders. Instead, he's this weekend visiting in Green Bay. And Joey Bosa, ex-Charger, ex-Bill, visiting the 49ers. And the Bolts have a decision to make on Quentin Johnston. Keep him one more year or trade him away for a draft pick. He may have lost his job just because of his inconsistency.
Okay, Sarah, we got time for Tiger Woods? Okay, let's do it.
Let's do this with Tiger Woods. Tiger's in trouble. Tiger needs to admit his situation. Nice headshot. Tiger Woods speeding, clipped the rear end of a truck, flipped his SUV in Jupiter, Florida. He passed the breathalyzer check. He refused a urine sample. He spent 8 hours in jail last night and was bailed out. He was mumbling. He was incoherent. It's obvious to me, if it's not alcohol, it's painkillers and sedatives, and he refuses to address it. This is Tiger Woods, who in 2021 was involved in a horrific double rollover accident that devastated his legs and his back. This is Tiger Woods that had another incident, fell asleep at the wheel while he was drunk in 2017 with the motor running, and the one that wrecked the night his wife threw him out of the house as an adulterer that led to his divorce. Great player. He's got great flaws as a person. He needs to admit he's got huge, huge troubles. It's a really sad story what his life has spun out of control. And he can't use the excuse, I've got back surgery and knee surgery. This has been going on for a long period of time. Sad story. I hope there's an outcome for Tiger Woods.
All right. Another one in the books.
When you need to know, we got the info.
We'll see you next Saturday.
Have a great sports weekend.
Can't wait. Thanks.